Alright, welcome back to another video, guys. We are back again with another YouTube video, and today we are actually going to be talking about more plans for the 4.2 Honkai Star Rail anniversary that recently came out with two characters, Evanesia and Silverwolf. And these are all going to be the recorded plans that we were actually discussing earlier, and it's going to most likely be the confirmed changes and confirmed plans that we are going to be having starting from now, by the way. So hope you enjoy the rest of this video.
By the time, so basically what I'm looking at it from that video over here that considers that there's no Sparksy, you can actually use Silverwolf with EMC and Yao Guang. Okay, so this basically actually works, by the way, because Yao Guang is actually there. So if you don't really have Yao Guang, then yeah, you are most likely extremely cooked, because currently right now this is not basically a temporary permanent fix, by the way. This team composition is actually a very temporary fix. This is what you can use basically until a Sparksy rerun comes out. So for people out there maybe thinking about like a permanent fix, this is not going to be a permanent fix, because Sparksy is a very huge must-have in Silverwolf's team right now, because the team is extremely restricted currently right now, by the way, in the version 1 beta. And from what I basically noticed, the team composition is not going to most likely change by the time the beta ends by version 5 or 4.2. I think Sparksy is going to end this way, where she's going to be locked in with Silverwolf's team, by the way, because the team composition currently right now for Silverwolf is Silverwolf 999, Sparksy. People do say that it's Sparkle and Huo. However, what's really going to happen is that you can also kick Sparkle out and run teams like Yao Guang in their team with Huo. That's one composition that you have. If you don't want to run Sparkle, that is, because maybe you might want to run Yao Guang with Evanesia. That is up to you if you do want to get Evanesia. So maybe you want to have Evanesia with Yao Guang alone and run in that team. But if you don't have Evanesia, if you're only getting like Silverwolf's team, then you can just mix and match, because you do still have EMC, you do have Yao Guang, and you do have Sparkle as well. So most people would probably run Sparkle in Silverwolf's team, Sparksy, Huo, and then run the second team composition with Evanesia on EMC and Yao Guang, because this would be the best solution, because those two characters like Yao Guang and EMC is a very strong character that is also a must in Evanesia's team, apparently. With what we have seen so far with their marketing, etc., EMC and Yao Guang is a must in Evanesia's team. Yeah. So, but assuming maybe you guys are considering to skip Evanesia because you are not satisfied with, like her animations, her kit, and you feel like the team is expensive, because there might be more characters coming out later. We just got to know that Pearl is an Elation. People are claiming that maybe she might be a gimmick to how Hayasen was, because they do mention that a character that's a healer that has a path that's more obvious on abundance and preservation tends to be not so good unless they stick to the actual new path, apparently, which is a lot more better for them. So Pearl being an Elation, they're currently right now rumors claim that she has two types of stuff. They say that she could be still gimmicking abundance. I mean, basically a healer, basically like a Hyacinth, right? A healer, but she's not going to be a very strong character. That's going to be a very huge must, because the Hyacinth of like Castris's team currently right now, so Hyacinth is Sparksy. It's a huge must-have character. That Sparksy is the Hyacinth of Silverwolf, apparently. That's the thing, without being a healer. But her healer is most likely mentioned to be Pearl. It could be happening because she's an Elation character right now. And then the last spot, we have currently no idea. People do claim Nihilux might be taking it off, or maybe Nihilux might be a DPS, and then other characters might be a potential support alongside with her. We have currently no idea. Or it could be a teammate for, Evanesia's team. We have no idea. But we do know one thing for sure, that there's another character that's a strong support character that will be put into both the teams at once. So we have no idea where is that team, right? But this is what we currently have. So if you guys are going for this team right here, Silver Wolf, and yeah, you guys might have to consider Sparksy on a rerun. Yeah, because whatever you use is a must-have. And then the second thing, if you guys are going for Evanescence, I have not decided what I want to do. I'm still waiting for version 5 beta for me to like properly decide if I want to skip Evanescia. That's like I'm still debating if I should do that, because then I'm probably most likely not so cooked. I can easily focus on one team composition. As much as I really do like the fact Yai Sakura looks, but it seems like a character that I could actually potentially skip, because I do already have a good physical dot team. It's pretty good enough if I continue to invest on some maybe Eidolons and etc. on my high cylinders in the future, and then just keep it up, you know how that goes. And then Firefly just got a buff, so maybe I wouldn't be so badly cooked apparently if I do consider Lingsha on a rerun, or just keep it moving. Or maybe I don't have to get Lingsha, I can just use my Firefly break team and just keep it going on, by the way. So, oh yeah, and one more thing that's very important for you guys to know, by the way, that I'm gonna say this. Sparksy is currently a huge must in this team, is because that she's like a SP feeding machine right now for Silverwolf itself, apparently. Okay, yeah. So from what I noticed over here with this character schedule, this is gonna be rough, because we all knew about what's gonna happen with Pearl, by the way, right? And if she's gonna be the sustainer for the Elation team, then I think most likely that we're gonna have to skip one and get only one team, by the way. Because if we're gonna go for both Eva and Silver Wolf, I think this is gonna be very rough, because the way that I personally think that Pearl is most likely gonna be needing an E0S1. Yeah, because we don't want to make the same kind of Hayasen mistake where the light cone is locked behind her kit and then we go for a rerun, by the way. So this time around, I'm most likely going to have to just skip Eva, because once in 4.2, I get Silver Wolf and her light cone, I can skip Evanescia and her light cone, then just go straight into 4.3 and pick up Pearl and her light cone, then move on from there. Basically, I think that's going to be the plan. Then I just wait out for Sparksy most likely, because I have no idea about Robin SP and Aventurine SP. I have no idea, but they are already confirming right there that both are 100% not going to be Elation. So that means that's going to be good for us. By the way, we don't need to pick them up unless their design is just way too good and we feel like they are most likely going to be a very strongly needed character that we need for collection, by the way, right? Because after that, Himiko SP is coming out. Himiko SP, we have no idea what's going to really happen about there, right there too, with what she is, because she's going to be a second main push, and then the characters after her we have no idea. But Nahilux, I'm 100% going to be getting, because we're already looking at it, she's an MC replacement. That means she's going to be very, very strong, by the way, for everyone's account, by the way. MC replacement is very strong. So I hope you guys have planned out your Jades, and I hope that you guys are gonna get really lucky, because the way that I personally think, if I go for Eva and Silver Wolf and then get Pearl, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be very rough, because I wouldn't think that Pearl is gonna just go all out without her light cone, by the way. Let's just be honest, what happened between Hayasen last year, and her light cone was locked. Her kit was locked in that light cone. We needed to get her signature light cone, regardless, even if you had the Herta store. So this is going to be very rough, because Herta store light cone, you might most likely be needing to use it on your Nahilux, and that will be a lot more better for you. So I have to most likely save a lot for Nahilux, and then see if I can get all their signature light cones eventually over here this year, and clean out my whole entire list of one team right there. Then for me to actually invest on so many, because if I go for Eva, then I think what I'm really gonna do is that there's gonna be too many characters that I have to focus. Then at that point, it's gonna be a lot more resources that I have to farm, and a lot more relics that we have to also farm and figure out. So that's a lot, by the way. So yeah. But yeah, I think maybe it's not going to be so bad, because yes, it's actually like Yai Sakura. But knowing this is Honkai, I think that's going to be another Yai Sakura that's coming in the future. and there's going to be a lot more characters coming out for us in the future, so we would not be so bad. Yeah, I think I'm not going to wait until the beta is finished, because version 1 itself is already giving us quite a lot of information. And knowing where Evanesia stands right now with her current kit and basically with the current animations and stuff, the only thing they could be making is just buffing her up to make her a good character. But then, do we really need a physical Elation character? Because the what I basically do think is that Silverwolf is the most strongest anniversary DPS that's in the list right now, and that's the one that you're supposed to get, right? But we already do have Dot Isoland's team, so it's not going to be so bad. And then people who have Finon is going to be even good for them, by the way. But I already have Dot physical, so I should be fine for a long time, for a while, way longer with my Dot physical team itself. For most likely for now, by the way. So it's not going to be so bad. And then I have my Castoris team, which is going to be completely fine for me as well. So it's not going to be so bad for me. Yeah, but yes, it's gonna hurt for me because I really like Yai, but with the way that I'm looking at it, it's gonna be rough. This is gonna be rough because light cone is important on a sustain, by the way. Yeah, and if I don't consider, then would I want to pick it up on a rerun again, like the same way that I did like last year? That's what I'm actually afraid over here, by the way, with this kind of character schedule right here. Yeah. But I think it's going to be a lot more rough for you, though, Raven, because the way that I think that you are also going for Ashvale. I do not know whether you're going for Ashvale's team, by the way, but the way that I personally think over here, that's also going to be the question right there. And then the second thing, we have to also consider the fact that all these characters that you are getting, you have to make sure that you have enough, because one is that you're going for 2 Elation battleship, then one team is going to have Horror. Another team is going to be completely not, doesn't have a sustain yet. And they're probably going to try to push you to use Ho-Ho on your Evanesia team, because Pearl is 100% going to be the sustain for Silverwolf. That's definitely for sure, by the way, with no doubts on that, right? That's definitely for sure. And then I'm betting that Nihilux will also be doing the same kind of thing. But people do say that Nihilux will be able to be played in both teams. Of course, yeah, you are going to be able to play her in both teams. That is if you want to do that kind of stuff and you get really lucky. So we have to make sure that we get lucky. We win all our 50-50s over here, because if we lose our 50s, then that's that. Then we also have light cones to worry about. How many ammos to store light cones are we going to really actually consider on giving to all of them, by the way, because there's a lot of characters right there. And then if you guys are going for Asheville as well good luck on that. Asheville has teammates as well now, by the way. Then Himeko SP is coming out. That's the second main push. Then her teammates are coming out with Robin SP Aventuring maybe. So with all of these coming out, is a lot of characters. Yeah. So I think
So yeah, I think this is going to be rough though in one way. But yeah, that's the conversations that you just heard, by the way. So if you guys do not know who Raven is one of my good friends that helps me out a lot with endgames and etc. and many more things. So a couple of these conversations were something that I was talking to them about it. And that's the kind of conversation that I want to put it out here in my channel as well, because this is going to be the main plan right now. The plans have changed a little bit. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave some comments and thoughts down below. What do you guys actually think? And I will catch you guys all on another video on another time when there's a post that comes out. Yeah, enjoy and take care of yourself. Bye bye. Thank you.